Happy Thursday, sixth graders. It's Mrs. Pipek. I won't be there today. My little hoister is sick. He has an ear infection and a fever and all sorts of good stuff. And I'm actually recovering too. You'll have to bear with me today while you listen to my voice. I sound kind of funny still. But we're all on the mend, so I hope I'll see you all tomorrow. In the meantime, make sure you take out your bell buzzer if you haven't already. This sentence says, Isaac broke the window, but it was an accident. He paid to have it fixed. On yours, I don't think the I was capitalized. Should it be? You bet. It's a proper noun and it's at the start of the sentence, so you must capitalize that if it isn't already. The next thing I wanted to point out, if you didn't catch it, it says, but it was a accident. Well, we know that if the word right here starts with a vowel or a vowel sound, this A needs to be turned into an. So it should be, but it was an accident. The next thing I want to look at is this word right here. Who knows what's wrong with that? I hope you're all shouting it out. Yeah, that's not spelled correctly. It should be he paid to have it fixed. Now, I hope you aren't putting them away yet because we still have a couple mistakes we need to correct. Right now, we have quite the hefty run-on sentence. We have Isaac broke the window. That could be its own sentence. It was an accident. That could be a sentence. And then we also have he paid to have it fixed. That could be its own sentence. So our run-on we need to fix. Notice that right here you have a fanboys or a conjunction. So you could simply fix this one by putting a comma there. A comma but. Yes, you're all giggling. It's a comma but. And then this one we need to fix too because this is a comma splice. A comma by itself does not support two sentences, as we know. So you could change that to a semicolon, and then that fixes it. Or you could change that to a period, but then please don't forget to capitalize he. I think that was everything. It sure looks good. All right, put those away. Now, today, for our charity essay, we're going to focus entirely on attention getters. So I want to show you some attention getters today. Wow, this is a great program that I'm new at, so you'll have to bear with me as well. But like I was saying, we're going to look at attention getters today. I know for a fact that each and every one of you already has all three of your body paragraphs completely written perfectly, each with a unique transition word or phrase, each with a wonderful topic sentence and supporting details that relate to your topic sentence, of course. So now we need to move on and write our first paragraph and our concluding paragraph, our fifth one. So in order to do that, I want to look at attention getters today. This document is on Schoology. It's titled Attention Getters Charity Essay. You will want to open this up into Doc.AS because on the second page, there are blank spots for you to write some attention getters today. So a lot of these attention getters are very similar to the previous essay we talked about with the songs of my life. The first one is to ask a question. Discuss really quickly with your elbow partner what type of question should you ask if you open up with a question attention getter. Go. That's right, an open-ended question. So if you ask a question, it should not be a yes or no question because then that leaves the reader the opportunity to say no to your question and then of course put your paper away or stop listening to your presentation. So if you're going to ask a question, make sure it's one that they have to think about. So here's an example of an attention getter ask a question for the American Red Cross. It says, what would it be like to have a home destroyed in an earthquake, a flood, or hurricane? How would a family rebuild after suffering through such a tragedy? Each year, about 70,000 disasters such as these strike the United States, and each time the American Red Cross is there to help families in need. And then notice the website is written there as a citation. The second one, right here, you could definitely use a quotation from your website. So this one says, "We are better prepared than ever to live up to our reputation as America's most trusted charity, and it is the support of compassionate people like you that enables us to succeed." So there you have it. It's a quotation directly from the website. So you would write it word for word, like they have it, surround it with quotes, and then also cite your source. All right. The next one here is interesting fact. And this you might already have written on your organizer if you were scanning through your website and you found something that was really interesting about your charity that you'd like to share and include in the attention getter. So you might want to check that out. Maybe you already have something like this written. So an interesting fact is one like this. Did you know that 1 pint of blood can save up to 3 lives? Wow, that's amazing. That's impressive. Hosting blood drives and getting blood to victims of disasters is just one of the many things the American Red Cross does to help others. So if you have an interesting fact, you can use that. Painted picture is like the presentation I gave you. It's putting the reader into a situation that you want them to experience that relates to your charity. You can read through that. It's similar to the tornado one that I presented to you earlier. A personal story. This one comes from Mrs. Cornier, and it connects directly to the American Red Cross. So she writes, "In 1982, a year after my birth, Hurricane Iowa ravaged the state of Hawaii. With wind gusts exceeding 100 miles per hour, Iowa destroyed 2,345 buildings, leaving 500 people homeless and 3 people dead." She got that from usatoday.com, so she cited her source there. "As an infant, I don't remember the traumatic day, but my family does. Had we been negatively affected by the storm, we would have been in desperate need of the services provided by the American Red Cross." So that personal story, wow, that's powerful. It connects to the charity, of course, and it leads you right into the rest of the essay. So she did an awesome job of that. The next one, the last one that's new to the attention getters that we haven't really discussed much before, is starting with figurative language. So somehow incorporating figurative language to relate to your charity. So here's one. "Like the military fighting at the front lines of battle, American Red Cross protects and combats disasters we face at home. Without the fearless workers of American Red Cross, our enemies of natural disaster might win." So what did I start with there? You're right, a simile. So I was comparing the American Red Cross to the military, because they fight for us. They help us in times of need. So you could try that too. All right. Notice then on the second page, it says attention getters, your turn. So this is what you're doing today. It says write at least 3 different attention getters for your charity essay and then choose your best one. I would like you to write 3. Some of you already have one written. That's okay. I want you to try to write a couple more. So get 3 on your paper. You'll get about 15 minutes to do so. Then you're going to have a little attention getter gallery walk around the room. You're going to sit at someone else's paper or at their iPad, and you are going to read through their 3 attention getters that they have written. After reading through them, you are going to star the one that you think is the most effective, the strongest, the most attention-grabbing attention getter ever. And then you'll move on. So you'll get to read through many different attention getters today from many different students. And each time before you leave, please put a little star, a little mark next to the one that you think is the best that they had written. And then that way, when you get back to your paper or your iPad, then you will see that hopefully there's one that got starred the most, so it'll make it easy for you, and you'll probably want to choose that one for your essay or whatever. Maybe it'll just help you decide if you were wavering between a couple on which one to use. Maybe this will help you, I hope, the gallery walk. So be honest with each other and tell each other which ones are really, really strong and you like a lot. If you want to do this with paper copies, I know there are like 30 paper copies on the corner of the table by the jars. You sure can. I'll just need, for the rest of the classes, I'll need a lovely student to volunteer to go make more copies. All right, 6th graders, good luck, have fun, right on. We'll see you tomorrow.